Ghana Inside.
Ghana Inside.
Ghana Inside TV.
So what channel papa? What YouTube? Never subscribe, not like, not share.
Abuja, I'm not about from Ghana Inside. We don't subscribe more than just subscribe. Never Facebook. Make sure some notification bell so that the video be to my baby no say. Eh, some people na agent tra our for the things my heart was a ham. You be any what you see na friends when you do with him. Sansa some everybody e crossing. Yanko. Na yanko video members is here.
Adeɛ baako ɛsɛ me ne umienu nyinaa te ase ne sɛ obi bia a ɔwɔ asase so bia no Nyankopɔn ɛwɔ botaye nti a wɔde nipa koro no ɛbɛdua asase so ɛne dwumadi a wɔde ahyɛ nipa koro ne nsa. Whether we like it or not, nkrɔfo bi wɔ hɔ no mu a they are just blessed by the Lord. Dwumadi soro no nko bi da ɔma brabɔ so yɛ a ɛsɛ sɛ wɔn bɛyɛ. And those people are special. Omo danso. We ya hu bibia enye. Onipa bi a wote saa. Ene yen kasa ya maame baako pe. Akosua Serwaa afosu. That woman carries something that is abnormal. And yeah, normal. She's not your normal box standard everyday woman. She carries something unique. And away who she Nyame no you know, he's made it that way. And you just have to accept it for what it is. And you know. So we obia akoma ene da wo ma ye maami Akosua Serwaa afosu no eye dokan a. You don't chase clout. You don't chase recognition. And you don't need no validation from anybody. Because you know who you are and whose you are. If we say yes, say kaya maami Akosua Serwaa, asemi, a lot has happened. Maka ne mpem bebre na mekoso aka. Ese enipa bebre came to the rescue of your maami Akosua Serwaa afosu. And in the very beginning, that, you know, movement, you know, was necessary to be able to see your maami Akosua Serwaa through very turbulent times. But you see, as time has gone on, eya kamia koyese, there's so many different agendas in fighting a cause. Rightfully, wrongfully, that is just how it is. Now, at the end of the day, you know, the most important question I say will be a bisane hone say, asemi a mede manu aba betumi sem pese me kebi eni ntokwa me queen. What is my end game? What is the goal of what you're doing? Is it because upesa ode voice eka ho? Na wonso so baby a u reach no kokodru bia no. You also enlighten and shed light on what is going on. Na boa ama nipa aba behunu ne se ade a wo moye ne nye na nsesan ya ba na. Are you an activist, an advocate for people who are being unfairly treated? And I would so asemi a trending topic in teacher na me so me can be na me fan pay views na me fan building me page. You see, because odone nyo do kan I fi akuma mu na ye krojia. As soon as things begin to get difficult, the temptation is great for you to want to step aside or create chaos. Adia ya me ya epa ne se if we say Team Legal Wives like all these groups that are available like kaya maami Akosua Serwaa asem ehya ase no Every time we are on the brink of a breakthrough, no, something just has to happen to mess up everything. Fighting, arguing, trying to explain things that are beyond explanations. And you know, the harsh reality is enipa na ye fight the amano no so yodo. The person who has been wronged, no, also on the way janin semu nyina dia Nyame, but unfortunately, no. Ye didn't chino ye to me emulate. Send any pana kasana ye kuamano no or sitie. I don't understand why gesture na kweku Kristo aye no gusua or yes or person de boy mamia kusia Serwaa. Why it's such a big problem for people who claim say at the end of the day they are fighting for your mamia kusia Serwaa. Mekai say when this whole thing started, there were so many people who were up in arms saying things like, oh, edru sukra na sabosumi bia esesi eyi esikakra sene beya ye mami akosia Serwaa be gina home no atena fie no anya dwuma biom kra ye beye. Enti idea ya ye nia be makwaku Kristo dia be. What does it spoil? Because if it works out, she doesn't have to work another day in her life. We all want to help Yamamia Kusia Serwaa. And we're all in different positions and abilities and strengths and capabilities to do that. It is so bibi muso ya. Why is it that there can't just be the support to make Sadian work out? Because nini na koma ye mamia kusia Serwaa kro ya yes ye doni. Why? It is because of all these things. That's why some of us very early on foresaw all of this. And just made the executive decision, say, you know what, let me just stay in my little corner and shine my little light as brightly as it will possibly shine. When Nyame enim makumemu, enim ye nyina yakumemu, ene dosro no kwa ye woma ye mame akosia Serwaa, ene akosia brempoma, ene daddy lumba busia ni nyina. Until there, let me just hide in my little corner and do my own thing. It's because of things like this. There's so many people out there who absolutely detest what is being done to Yamami Akosia Serwaa. I can guarantee you that. But about social media, what do we see? Friction, backbiting, fighting. Everybody, wanting to claim relevance. When at the end of the day, it is one person. Yamami Akosia Serwaa ni di yodono ono. She is the ultimate and the only person that matters at the end of the day. And what really tears me to pieces, and they say it is always in groups where we women, congregate. And a debia wetimi wakami koso. And we always make our brothers see, say, ye man, ye ho atamfo. Inti say, ye nyano meme yo mu team legal wife mu, or they were supporting team legal wives mu bia. Any two of them have come to blows that. Esia, I didn't see it. But in the women's side of things, man, I started this first, and I did this first, and I finished this last, and I did. At the end of the day in this life, somebody has to start something. Somebody picks up that mantle and continues. It's a race, You hand over the baton to somebody else. Niasia Mami Akosua Serwaa wenim. You think she doesn't know who is helpful and who loves her genuinely and who doesn't? Enya yenhwehwe animu no. Enya hwehwe animu any trying to get validation and name and reputation and enya no. Love is a doing word because it's a verb. Actions speak louder than words. And please, for once, at this critical juncture, and Nyama bebre wo ho esese e ka ho asem o. Nyama mi Akosua Serwaa is going for appeal. Yama mi Akosua Brempoma peninua be ma den wahu baabi owo said ye be ya ye betimi akrakra na chikrakra na ne 1 year ya be ya kra behwe court cases da ho adenti na mo me enka sansem we ne throw light on enema ehu hia instead of doing this and hating on each other. Obiani talent anyankopon diamano. Why can't we just appreciate every single one of those? Why can't we just appreciate and love of each other? I just don't understand it. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Intimacy. I am the passe. Akosua Serwaa Fosu ASF brand is out there. Honestly, I am so happy, finally, that is happening. Let's put our money where our mouths are. Adeɛ na ye fiti aseɛ ye kan ye no me hu ne sɛ no ana kwaku Kristo oye. How are we going to be able to be, affording to monthly and making sure say emfa ne say bia e Mami Akosua Serwaa here say no they are surviving when there's an alternative which is intergenerational. I be building wealth na Mami no when ya ne fa hodie. What is so wrong with that? Why does it have to be say and I mean de buy and then Nyame de buy? What does that change? At the end of the day, the end goal ne say ya Mami Akosua Serwaa ho betono. Na yawa we die nyina no ye free no so. How it comes, who does what, why does that matter? And there's so many of us who say we're mature, we're adults. And yet the things that we are seeing online are not showing maturity and wisdom at all. Abusuafo, please. It won't say Kumaye Mami Akosua Serwaa, but it's like we're causing her more pain than we're helping her at this point. The few times she's had the ability to open her mouth to speak, she's leading with oyodo munyan tokwano mon kamo humo. What part of that don't you understand? Man. And I know that there are different perspectives to this. It's spiritual, but how many times would you avail yourself to be spiritually attacked time after time? If you don't put yourself in the way to be attacked, put on the full armor of God. Sanya ya Mami Akosua Serwaa na ye no pepepe. Sanya be ya osefo ntimi nya ho baabia. There will be no loopholes for I despair, honestly. It is so embarrassing. It is so ghetto. It really is. Love is hard, you know. Loving somebody, like really loving somebody, ain't easy. And at this point, I think everybody should just do their own thing. And for those who have chosen to opt out and just do their things, I applaud you. I really applaud you, because it doesn't look like this unity that is being preached is possible with the personalities involved. No, it's not possible. Abna Papebi has fought a good fight, and her efforts cannot be rubbished into nothingness. Like, everybody has done their bit. And recognition where recognition is due. But I'm saying, sir, real love. Enye nhwehwe ni mu. Mami nye ne nipa nyina hu se me na me do ma me ne se na me na me share we ase na Debbie. That's not what love is. Esa ketua na ana reward no inhyira no eno ana wenya no by being publicly seen. It's the silent things that people do without any glam. The secret prayers that are said. And the things that are done behind the scenes to make the things that are seen stand together. That is real love. And untimumi enya sa nentin kikane mina mi di kaina mina mi ye na wa meye wa nya attractive and command be so many sadie ni nyina. Let's stop that. Because it sounds very petty. It does. And we are fully grown as women. But not even kids. Fully grown women. Respectable, credible. But the actions don't match up to. Yeah. It's misremo. If this fight is too much for you, it's okay to sit on the fence, because it's been a long stretch. And sometimes your involvement is actually the problem. Yenuntino, if you don't have what it takes to keep fighting, it's okay to bow out with dignity and just sit on the side, talk about other things. But if you're really in this thing, then be in it fully. Without no recognition, remuneration, nothing. Just be in it. That's what real love does. The question is, do you love Akosua Serwaa Fosu or not? And if you can't answer that question with a genuine conscience, then probably this fight is not for you to fight. And it's okay to sit on the sidelines and allow the real people who actually, really, genuinely, truly love this woman to continue to the finish line. There are tougher days ahead. Days that call for focus, determination, resilience, perseverance. And those things cost an arm and a leg. If you're already faltering at this point in time, then perhaps you don't qualify to continue the fight. At this point, do soul searching. Na sa wo hwe na se ntokwa no wontimi nko biom afa wakode egu fom na wo mu amowo ahoden ni akukuduro ne ntoaso, so that we stop hurting this woman we love so much. Akosua Serwaa fusu edin Serwaa eyodo obabia siso na odru ni mpeni mfi so na bebe bi hia no na so free se Bashia ne ho kani opese woni netena Nyame nim efa amamre eni amani Ghana tribes bebre wo eni se be ma no eni na busuafo ekọ ba ne fie ekọ sere officially se wo mo enya flower bi ofie ho a wo mo pese wo mo befa flower no na wo mo besere eden sakomi pinia na be man yama ne list eniema wo de be ye oba no ho ade tribe bia woni de na wo de abeye traditional marriage no ye to oba ni trinsa ya obona tnasie sesese no eni paso mesi eden sane niema ba ye bisa wo se yenjide a ene na sese no weni nyina ehwe sa to akro we yam na oni be ma no enko na mo nkobo mo bra mo aboa mo ho endodo mo ho enti ase anya adwuma achese mo akọ na abo mo bra nti question am me bisa ne se emra Daddy Lumba e decide se wo wari odobro ni senia ye chechiri anye bia no Daddy Lumba ko dobro ni abusuan fie ekokosre se opeso wo wari odobro ni ana enti Daddy Lumba omoye knocking ceremony nana omoye knocking ni wiye no okoje list no etoto niema no ehimfa no de niema ne koe enye se public display quantity ni twa pictures e was functions na sio e twa pictures ne ebeye evidence adaho na kire se be ma no fa kwan paso ehye obi de hye ene onyam ebesrei ene ede ma no nti odi oba ne nko no okobo ne ho ban ayese history book bisa no abakosem se uni enkrata bi anase bibi eda ho a obi abetimi afa kenkan bia emamefo ne papafo ne mrewafo ne nyina ewupe na abakosem no ese enipa no mbe show manemu no be ka chia no because no muni ho ene eni record bia into pictures na ya yetwitwa no awari ase na enye just for show ana shege reasons ye twa na obi ahu say ya yes a divine we there be pictures ni bi wo ho a eye recorder eda ho amadachi asemunti BBC a yakase eni ena mi si so bedru bebi ama bedru na menya kola nsoso no enya meni afikakra menya yongsa menja danye aketesi asa mian kasa ya betu mitri nsape mian kasa suma kokonkofo awari bebrebe na wari amakoko asie nyina no evidence a ekire se niema we ne de be yo ba ne ho ade ne sa ade ni nyina no ni nyina wo pictures na ya na wo mutwitwa ni oba no ne ekoye ne ho ade aye no oba ne papa fie oba ne papa ne maami fie ba bi oba ne tenani ni ye no abusuan fie ho no eho na aware ne ye no eno ntina menti ase asa Daddy Lumba story nko ade ase abakosem no ma rewrite history ni nyina me so aware amakọ ase nyina nso ya na oba na bus oba no ne nabusuafo ni nyina no omo wo power bi omo wo control wo aware nhyehyeye ni nyina ho ni oba no ne nabusuafo kan no na be ma ni di so because be ma ne de ono obesre o ade ne ye ne fe no oba abeje nti no do sa aware space ni mu dia ya na oba no ne nabusuafo omo kuta to mi sro no nko so ahu nti ene no dobro ni maame ne papa omo pene ye se na de lumba na be hyehyɛ mramo mo se mo pese me beye me ba no ho ade ani me fie na mo beye no like adena mo de mo ba na chat that the lumba na said that the lumba na ba besre like my dreams asem we hu sa I still don't understand questions ne bi go why ye beside yes ye passem it's like asem no a public issue that the lumba a public figure anti so wotna se na dwen asem no na asese ho ana board damwa me feel say wo to me any bia say wo baby sa question tinenses will be abufusa we just don't understand and ye bisa question and when you bufu ekwan so ebia na say no level don't change and ye may be asesa na ye hu say ebia history ni say esesem na ye nso yate ase na ye hu say esisi ana tesa anya ye nwanwa bebre nti ense say nka nipa bufusa so hu and na face so say yeah record keeping na pictures na etwitwa no there are certain strategic pictures bi ho hia enye awarefo ne nko an twa pictures o ese so oba ne be ma ne twa bi oba ne be ma no ene oba ne be ma ne nyina abusuafo ti se bia oba ne maame ne papa be ma ne maame ne papa ene anuanom bi omo so ka pictures no ho like saade ni nyina kire witnesses anu omo wo ho ya on betimi avedi dance yese o ampa be ma no be oba no ho ade oba no age pini on sa ne ma ni nyina ho hia so ho nti essa story we mu no eni ama bebre wo ho a chiaye nti picture bi ani ho a ni ahihye niema ne se ne nei omo ye decoration omo ye wrap it well ne hu nkro ne ba omo hihye niema nti ya nhihye niema bia because owu ye de hu se nkofo abe hihye niema mam ema ne bebre soso niema ye de ba be ye yi nti aware no nso so omo ye no kukua mu no picture bia ni ho a kire se na omo te ho ena ebia oba no papa ne maame wo ho ena yede niema na ba na evidence bisa no utimi nya na de ko ba bia it disputes everything en hu hia kra sa obebie wa no na niema na pictures na kasama because ade amenti ase ne se obi si o no so ye yire court so ono so ye yire but edu letters of administration so no oba na yese wonya yire ne de wetimi a maintain sa administration or the letters no call yambo anto angu ono de wetimi she's been able to sustain sa you say she wants to become the person who administrates the estate no but obi di caveat call no wentimi amfa document a affidavit of interest na mfa amesoso enso so ono so ye yire ono so entimi anye co-administrator for letters of administration like me dream I don't understand menti ase enti ya mana kamia koye se enti aware no na ye aware se ebetimi ama yetimi asie no ntina Your man be ye ana, but on ye yiri ankasa, but ye yiri ana se funu like if funu no ne that didn't die no ni see ye no ho yiri no ya na say because when you're a wife, you're just a wife. Full stop. You're fashion to yiri ni ye no ho. Ti e ho no chire madwen so and I'm person bisa. I hope say obi betimi ama me muaye. Oba no si wo ye yire. Wetimi the marriage certificate aba a chest wo ye yire. Enkofo bi si omo nyi ntum so wo ye yire. Omo agya aware dadaada. Basa nkofo na omo dispute so wonya yire no. They don't seem to realize a burden of proof no. Wa wo ka say won penny ana say nipa na sam no wo ka ne ye ntro no. Wonhu ne say wo necessary wo prove say ye ntro. Wo na wo ka say nya no kure no wo e necessary wo prove kire court ne say menyi na ye so a ana de kudie nti a me ka say asam na oba ne ka ne ye ntro ni na wo so the evidence aba. Ba say atwen obi antimi mfa divorce certificate anu kwa na timi twitwa court aware mu bibien sa ani ho omo kasa ye dede gbegbegbe ni nyina omo ntimi mfa divorce certificate bia mekire ye yo next week nso so na that we 11 months ni o a week today no na that we 11 months pepepe next week Friday ye be Onya yire, but ye ni evidence onya yire. But ye dede nti muntie ye asem no so onya yire. Like court they say the evidence o. Nti e de na chese onya yire. And then in name na obenya nipa me abegu page so e di attempt say Akosua Serwaa the fake marriage certificate really. And why would dream who doesn't make sense. Say bia me meti hey menim se me marriage certificate na metimi ahwe nyame anim ne bonsa meti kwanya kukudro enya concept bi ne eyo enya agro ne edio court ayetimi hold you in contempt and quite me de utum wo ho na me se me fa ahodie ne mempe na makofojire bibi di aba na court agi atum na ye bu asem no se meni obi eyire me se menti ase court na ja me se me mfa me hu so nsa abrobe no still a me se me mpa hoto no me mpa freedom no me kon ado se me kwa akwadam enti no me san ba appeal me san de me forgery work no me forgery certificate no me san de ba court ho asan ba appeal enti me nsurade ana fa ahodie no me ne nye ho asam no wotwe a wonti ase ba nani nyina no ubenya tibonko sofo bi amomaba ene wa ba abedi akini wa asem simple clear cut case ho ami anim ni edin there's a lot of things that don't make sense to me ti ya na me ho a me dwen asem no ho a I'm still asking say obi a woni mu mekire me mu na menti ase but one thing I haven't understood they say me na me de me ho me se me nkrata ne kire se me yeye osi me boa esesa o kire de kudie nti a me boa onso so a wontimi nkire se me boa but you're just shouting se me boa it doesn't make any sense. It is a divorce certificate bi wo ho a mumfamra one enti sa onso so a asa mo ye very sure say ya maami Akosua Serwaa boa na onye a marriage certificate ni a fake and you're more reporting in my police for any enchino because say what the wasem court now mislead the court na no one kasakra a offense I to me do tum or home ni enchi maami Akosua Serwaa na se mi fa na semonko ba maami ne nam ho obagana no oko the lawyer say file papers nkofobi ele ya boato agu omutie mu ya boato agu omusantie mu anfa asam no like jandam no it's not sticking anymore nkofobi nso hu say They say baby and your man kika said the tide is changing. No matter that you say and you'll be an influencing by any take a decision. They say nipa baby you are meaning na it is a say young kubium. Hey asemu. Hey asem. Yamami Akosua say at the end of the day no. Ade awoye no. Edi jina ho amanipa bebre. It's to save a lot of women and a lot of marriages. Ma wari enim abenyam. Na yen se na ho enso so. E dia protect our dear sen nyankopon. O hihye ne se enye no apepepe. Nti mu amudi akoma pa. E dia Maame Akosua Serwaa ne Maame Akosua brempo ma echi no. Omi Akosua ma o mechi dom ne mfa mpaibo enta o mechi na no kure bi e wa asemi mu bia no. Emreti awayi mu no MP ensenche ni de bi sisi na minim se dane ben akọ 1 year no things are going to continue to happen. There's a big shake SSAC na finally no kure no nyina ebeda ho clear ya chese ye kataso bi enye ye biu na semfa na semnko manwene annan susu da seda dilumba bewu am ya kana sema afi ati eguso is trending so o kan sem fufuro bi akro bi anya interested and no one also afi almost a year now. Unbelievable. Yeah, because and yes say necessary can near my but abanisa any ye bi ye no and the consequences and home soon science wo nti home soon science wo no so by say o fanisa because ababia obedua bia no obetwa so aba Nyame nhia ye nyina dwen asem na me bisa no ho na mesre so bi wo muaya o maye muaye why Kristo nhia ye nyina bye bye asem me wo ho ne se hey erade nipa mobo me na ma na me ni kotwa video bi eso a video ni mu no ena odobroni a lawyer chere ebusia penny Tupac to sack to gone that day ninua bema penny ya no oye daddy lumba mabusia penny pakuso ene nsutaekuona family ebusia penny dada ya ne friend Kwame Owusu oye to sack na ebusia penny to sack no oye ninua bema penny ono na no odi ebusia penny no ofiri mu na nam se nea osi do ebusia ne ntino eno adomamo e ka se ene momie mfa kofi nso mra ne emehwe ne kofi be Kwame ni ya so ani ni edi eja kofi usu ebe si anemu ha omo ehu so omo atu na masese no ye papa brefo di asempa enene ebusia na fa na ebusia penny ye mfa sa asem no kranto nchen enti papa Kwame Usu wono ene bo ne wo fa ase daddy lumba chidom pe ebusia kan ho mo bo ne chidom kokoye odobroni ho ade edema daddy lumba. The question I may be saying say, Sa ho ye na ho ade ye no mo koye ye. Nti o mo enya dance ni bia 15 years only later no. Enipa no betimi aba abontin abeka se oh na me wo ho. Atade kra na me share ye ka se me me ntwa picture de ba na me wo ho. Aduane we na edi ye se ni se obi ani ho. Ba na so me 2007 now I said next year be 20 years aware etrinsa awade a ye beji mi fi almost 20 years later no ubisa me say adansefo ben na no omo ho a me kata mani sesi a metimi akan nipa 30 ai no omo te ase a wo mo betimi abedi adanse ese ani asumesi ni benten ebeye nipa asumesi ho ade ma nipa asumesi almost 20 years later eno ye ma da makata mani no me kasa me kenkan a metimi anya nipa ma na bro 50 de ama ebi afri mu de badodo na da so te ase ya ye kaso mu bedi adanse a mu bedi sa ane no mo wa ase bi it's a question is say doesn't it seem strange say awari aye ni 15 years ago pe no ye ntimi nya danse ni ba akopɛ a oye krado so obedi asem ye chi akokɔ ta kokka mu nokre odobroni maame she must have been there because oye key player ewa awari ni odobroni papa otiase another key player odobroni nuanom but none of these people have the boldness to say they will stick their neck out and say yes, yeah, this year no, say ni buy. But odobroni nuaba ekunu ena onu no ba bi dia dance say bibi sa akoso. Doesn't it seem strange to say awari aye in 2007 no me na me catch o say ne almost 20 years later 90 years later me si ubisa me a metimi mabo mitiri makakra nipa 50 menya bia ma ho bia na ba komienu bia free mu but nipa dodo na atiase ya akofa phone frɛ wo mu sesi a say bibi say koso o metimi aka no kra wo e de akere wo aye krado so wo mbeso anyina e wo ho. It doesn't seem strange to say wodobroni nko ade there is nobody apart from Sani Pay the brother-in-law se hwan no eno okwa kasa asem we say ama Judge Dorinda Akosua the most credible witness she's ever seen ama ne chocolate ewa asem ni munyina asampa ni ampa odobroni ye yire a adentina one file annual no na file letters of administration and the kind adentina caveat no went to me anya sembian farmer as affidavit of interest na yamfa nanka ho eyeden went to me on chro afedi onenam esre afali motion adenya wawu mensia she woni be matna 50 years nane ne wo ma 100 cry it does not make you a yiri o enfie bi wo ho a ho woni omode hye be ma ekokọ nante kokọ twempna wonianom ene abusua ne cousins ne ade nyina befrɛ wa kuma ma otiri mu aye ode be ma no kra timi frɛ wife ni o me wife ni o me yiri ni o this is my woman omo be kasa ansem ni nyina a kire ye nan fofo ni obi a omo be hye bia basansem no omo kama ne akọ utimama utimaya ode no never be under any illusion say obi akasa wo ye ne ba na den wo ye ne sweetheart wo ye akuma ne sa nyoma no emma automatically no be ye yiri o uti sansem ne chi a ababedi wo yen a yete ha ye beka nyame anim no kre no menni wa ye Ghanafo ye nyina ye nim se ekwan ba ko peso ana atimi ye yirima ne ye be man ne na busuafo oba ne fie besre ese o mahu flower bi ne emfa flower ne mo nko o mu fie epetu trinsa e de niam a ye de be ye ho ade no dowry ne ba e ma busua som Sa mamre ni amanye ne nkoso a wonye yire. And there's a reason why that is done. Amadachi asembinti. Nya dansefo se bibi se ikoso. Ewa family no ne nyina. Esan se ye gidie ni se eye abusua mienu na abeye abusua baako a wade na se. Na bibi etesa bia no ye hia witnesses. Eniema na ye de beye ho ade yo ni nyina ye twitwa ni nyina mfonini. Na ada traditional ma ye nemrem a TikTok abe ya mu hu na. Eniema nkofo be display no ya mu hu. Ni nyina no eye evidence. Eni kwesi broni kwa nim se Ghana ye wa amamre ni amane a ye na wade mu enu nti empempi kra no enkofo bi kopen kratasem se bia obi aware opeso de ne ho kani fi Ghana ba kwesi broni srese saa de no saa ho ade yo no ye mfa mra no wo mo nhwe no wo mo hunu ne se abusua fa no ne trase eno no koka krata de no ayeye ne court no homa ni dimu ewo kwasi broni anim edi ntra esanse o machi atom ehu ya mamre ne amane achi se eye sade no ena mayenye bibrim for Africa for ya ware no etimi dimu eya ya mamre ye meme ye nto ntwene o ya mane nye ye ade a eya hohoa ede maye enti odobroni asemi echire bedro ama wanya wa hotone wa sumdua efa kese na wo because unnim no kren se that ilumba me ware woda one wa wo emamunsia enyina ye nimsa but se obeye ho ade se wo ye ne yire no you know se bibia sa ankoso ewa ha na Roma fada ankasa bie na no ka se won de obekoda de lumba fie na ne ye Akosua Serwaa ne manfo ni bobofie ho nyina enti odobroni are you trying to say se wani amosa pictures ni mu bia so da na na face so no aware ohun etisen kra be man ebusuani bi asemba obetimi aba bedi wachi aka say yes eye say na course wo adenti na dadi lumba de omunyina pa wo na obia de wachi agya na like why ankonam sa eno afia do man ye prepared so be sticking the neck out akaso onimu because onimu abusia penny Kofitv Tupac ansana na adwen besesa na akodi baby ebekọ akodi no ono abeka se oba no one ne tie sesi a no oni no. That was his original statement, authentic statement. Was your name no? Eni na hin obedrum krai pena na adwen sesa e. Mami Akosua Brimpoma is not prepared to testify so ye. Faustina cry and prepared so a bit or be called the court and echiako kase no hobby now ye. Mama China nye of fire poku anye and penning form mu fie ho nyina obia ni ho. Ya ono we prepared so obekọ akwakodi adanse e de amawo but ya Mami Akosua Serwaa de o ma bonechi dom etimi kọ airport ma ho nyina say cheso mo say ho nyina. That should tell you something. Ese to me bi wo awariem asa to me no want to me enforce it. When something is not there, it's just simply not there. It's your dobroni. Baby, I'm tokoya baby see no. call a truce. Because the way things are going, when the axe falls, Odobroni, you would wish you could go back in time and right the wrongs. But at that point, it would have been too late. And you would wish you had listened to me today. I was some make catch a win. And so now catchy. Send me an interstate succession law in year, Jumano. Yamami Akosua Serwaa administrator. A kind of Mammy Akosua Brempomani, a nipa mienu a yedi womu beka ho, noa. No mo beche Ghpagetv noa. A bebia wa ye daddy lumba dear. Obenya ne chefa wo. It is a Kolansiani na ye daddy lumba ma. Automatically, though, they're entitled to omo papa estate ni bi. Odobroni, why is that not enough for you? Adentina mamia wabre 40 years plus wana wadiem. Edisika supporting iku. No my young Ghpagetv. You want a stake in property that you know absolutely nothing about. Faking being a wife. When there is no substantive evidence, you bet me a jinaso. Can't you see? Can't you see? I don't know what it is or who it is. Ya oh mau. Oh, eriasion. Asem toa. Efutufu omo twa ho ahia no. Ene ma omo a omo do wampani ampa ani omo tan wo. Ade ba ko a meda Nyame ase wo ho ne se. Enipa ba ko mienu miensa nan bi wo ho a. Eni omo ye fine pa but mama ferry bi e wo ye ntem. Asa ferry no ma emma ho kwan se. Se mi twa se bi na me chia na me hu na. Sa nkofo etie mu a. Emma me bobrim. Emma mani aba me ho so. Emma me twi break. Ehwe se ansa na makomenim. Enipa bia wo hia sade no. Otherwise you mess up all the time. Minim nipa wo mutu odobroni fo. This is a fight you're not going to win. So you can continue fighting it. All these delay tactics, motion, hwan. Sika ebe walk futuo ni mu a wode be hwe wo ma no. E na wo hwiti no. Wonso na wo meso awo. Akosua Serwaa betimi atwa ne ho. Aka say, you know what? I'm not interested in all these things. But I'm telling you, say, karma is a bitch. And so one shiny year, minia. Some of us are quite a bit older than you. And so we have seen and have a bit of experience about what life is really like. Miyam shishime mau wadobroni, honestly. Jaiwati. Why you be a why? Enough is enough. But if you decide to say you're still going full speed ahead, just know, say, Osisaka ni gear no Kofitv gear na kane kwa. When there's a sudden need for you to slam on the brakes, A vehicle doesn't stop automatically. And by the time it's able to grind to a halt, there's a lot of wreckage. Intimacy. Think about everything. Think about how you feel. Since have you had a good night's sleep? Are you even in the right frame of mind? There'll be so many voices, vultures around you. But every single one of them have their own selfish interest. Oh. I pray you see reason soon. Because the days of reason, they're few and far between at this point. It is clear everybody is in just to fatten bank accounts and to fight for recognition. There are very few people who genuinely love. It is a dokiti bi krama daddy lumba. Mesre, so de wa kundi ebegu fom. Adi lumba na o se one neti a odono. Oba na ene one nenya no we mu nanim tia da. Because on nim the enormity of what this woman has done for him in his life. So think about those things. You came into an already made home and you don't know how wealth was accumulated. You're still very young and your kids deserve to have a future and you're tarnished by anything. And kwalani bibre nenyini, adobroni. Denise, she's an old wenyini. Calvin enyini. Charlene onyakola. Sierra omunyina nyakola. Darren munyina yempeningfo. You have young children, as young as 3, 4. Think about them. You have a long way to go. And do the needful. Bloggers, why penning for? None of them mean well. And you can put an end to this charade. Show the family where that Dilumba mortal remains in a war. If you really want to come to the table of equity, come with the clean hands. If you're innocent, what is all this charade for? Your question, Nami Bisa. You are innocent. So, what is it? Think about these things and do the needful. Nyame nhyira nyina bebree. Asɛm we deɛ. Yɛbɛka akɔsi sɛ the right things are done and justice is served. God bless us all. Good night.